Hello and welcome to a Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat. You are in my kitchen. I know we're somewhere different, but it is Camilla's 72nd birthday. So I thought we would celebrate by having a celebratory cup of tea. Now I'm having this today in my royal mug, but I've got to make it first. See the orb? And of course we have the crown. And we'll also be talking about what Pharrell Williams said to Harry and Meghan as well. So I'm going to be making my tea in my Emma Bridgewater The Crown cup. So let's put the kettle on and get a tea bag. So I'm making a quick cup of tea. So I will be using tea bags, my Sainsbury's Red Label tea. These tea bags here from my Emma Bridgewater tea caddy, I guess you call them. So let's put that over here. So just boiling up the water. Let's pop the bag in the cup, and then of course I will make some tea. How are you all? I hope everyone's had a fantastic day. I can just see the comments popping up on the screen. They're very, very small. So I'm hoping everyone has managed to get some notifications in. Yes, there is no finer cup. So I'm squinting at the comments because they are so small on my little phone screen. But yes, I'm boiling my kettle, which is right here. Hello, Lady Buckingham. Hello to everyone. So I'm hoping the kettle boils fairly quickly because I thought we'd do this real time. So there we go. So yes, what did you all think, by the way, of what Pharrell and Beyonce said to Harry and Meghan? We'll be talking about it later, so I want to see some comments. Mrs. Smith, it's your birthday too. Happy birthday, mwah, to you. Okay, it's boiling. Come on, boil. Right, I'm going to pop you down while I pour, in the interests of safety. So let's get the cup in shot. There we go. Okay. Now you should always pour with boiling water. There we go. And give it a little stir. There we go. Right, now I'll just leave that for a few minutes. So if you type me a comment, I will see it pop up in my little phone screen, and I will try and answer. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen live my little unit, I've got a little unit in my kitchen behind me which has some of my Emma Bridgewater things on, and I also have a royal cup, which we have here, which is for the Silver Jubilee in 1952 to 1977, and it has Philip and the Queen on it. We have a mini Rory and a mini Molly, and we have just some things, a duck. Oh, by the way, I have my sweet peas. I've been cutting my sweet peas as well. So lots of things going on. People being busy, I'm seeing. I will take a look at all these comments again properly once I get back to my laptop when we move in there. Right, I think it's time. It's going to be a quick brew. So I'm going to get some milk. Here we go. Right. Let's pour some milk. Now, I won't have a lot because I want it. I quite like it strong. I quite like a strong cup of tea. Let me know how you take your tea. Do you like strong tea, weak tea? I don't have sugar in my tea. I haven't had sugar in my tea since I was a child. In fact, one day I just forgot. I forgot to put it in, and then I never had it since. So there we go. I'm just giving it a really quick brew. I mean, sometimes I will leave my tea bag in a lot longer, but in the interest of quickness, there we go. We have a cup of tea. So let's go through. Let's go through, and go back to our normal spot. There we go. Let's shut the door with my foot. I'm being rather nimble. Okay. HM the King says, "What's going on here?" Well, who knows? I'm just being me. There we go. Right, we're back. We're back in normal position. So hello, how are you all? I hope you've all got your tea and just making sure the camera doesn't fall over. See, I have to hook it on my radiator, you see. There we go. Ah, there we go. I'm back. So I'm hoping that you can all see, and I'm going to go to the chat room. Let's take a look. Reload and refresh, and then hopefully we'll have lots of people there, and I will have lots of comments coming through. Oh, there we go. I see me. Let's open up the chat. Let's make sure I'm muted as well. Or else we'll have me talking to myself very loud. Okay, I can see everyone in. I can see all the comments. It's Sharon's 50th birthday today. Wow, happy birthday to you. Mwah! Lots of people saying they gotten the notification. Alexis says, I love Pharrell Williams. He has such a positive outlook. And we'll be talking about what he said very, very soon. I guess as I've been so busy these past few weeks, I need to catch up on all of the royal news. Megan B says, I like half and half in my tea, better than just milk. I don't think I've ever had half and half, to be honest. Angelic says, sugar and milk for me, and please no flavoured tea. Now, I like flavoured tea, but okay, tell me if I'm wrong, but I did hear, or maybe I've seen, that Americans, if you are from America, quite like flavoured teas chilled, a bit like iced tea. But we have them hot here in the UK. We have our flavoured tea bags hot, like you would a normal cup of tea. Madame says, Shalbello, what they said was true, but also letting the press and everyone know that they got their back. Again, I'll be talking about that very, very soon. Hayden the King says, did you dye your hair back to black? No. Does it look darker? Does my hair look darker? I don't know. Sunshine says, oh, you mean, I know what you mean, from the Santa app. Yes, if you're a member of the Royal Reviewer and Friends community group or my Instagram, royal_reviewer, you will see a rather strange picture of me looking about 75, 80, because there is this app going around that ages you, and HM the King decided to age me. And I either look a cross between Santa Claus and Prince Michael of Kent, or actually I look like my dad. I showed my mom the picture today and she said, you look like your dad. So yes, I actually think the app is fairly accurate. Who'd have thought? But yes, I do, aged up, look like my dad. So there we go. I think it is actually technically a good app in predicting what you will look like when you're older. I hate to think it says Americans from America. You know what I mean. Shibli Meatball says we do both depending on the weather. Constance says I drink Earl Grey with sugar and milk. And Cranberry Bee says strong tea with no sugar or milk, thank you. I have a collection of royal mugs. Wow. I bought post them in the group. I have several years. You bought several years on a row from the UK Emmaus group coming to the Paris Emmaus Fair. I'm happy I catched your live. I'm happy you caught my live too. Hayden the King says you're only dying to look like Prince Michael. Well, he is a royal hottie. Even at, what did we say, he was 77? Prince Michael of Kent is a royal hottie. Princess Michael, I'm after your man. Megan B says, I think you look very handsome as an old man. Thank you. It's good to know that at least I'm going to age well. So when I'm doing my live chat in like 2050, that is what I will look like. Stephanie A. Dory says, both hot and cold flavoured tea in America. Okay, I stand corrected. H. London says, I have learned that YouTube is beginning to take down channels which have been very respectful, or disrespectful, I think you mean, degrading, vile and harmful. I was happy to learn this. Well, somebody did say that one channel had been taken down, but when I went to look, it hadn't. So I don't know where they are on that. So the channel that was said that was taken down, when I went to look, wasn't. So I don't know. I don't know on that one. As long as they don't take me down, I'm fine. LD Pool says, I have a perfect nose. Well, I think you'll find I do. It has the right amount of upness and downness and thickness. It's the perfect nose, if I do say so myself. The King is laughing at LD Poodle. Now, before I carry on with my Camilla bit of the story, I'm going to take a drink of my tea, because I made one because I really want one. And I also wanted to do a live chat, so there we go. Ah, divine and gorgeous. Sharon Welch says, I am my mother's double, except I have long hair, so know what I will look like when I get older. It's always good to know. At least you can plan. Right, so Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, is in fact age 72 today, and she was born the 17th of July 1947. So I've got a little bit of information to read on Camilla. So she was born Camilla Rosemary Shand, and was born at King's College Hospital, London, on the 17th of July 1947. She grew up in the Lanes, that's Laines, an 18th century country house in Plumpton. What a lovely British name, Plumpton. I like Plumpton, in East Sussex. And a 3-storey house in South Kensington. So definitely a well-to-do family if you have 2 homes, especially in an area named Plumpton. You always know you're doing well if you come from an area that resembles Plumpton. The 3-storey house in South Kensington was her family's second home. Her parents were a British Army officer turned businessman, Major Bruce Shand, and his wife Rosalind. She has a younger sister, Annabel Elliot, who is also an interior designer, by the way, and works closely with the Prince of Wales, and had a younger brother, Mark Shand, who unfortunately did pass away in 2014, you might remember. Her maternal great-grandmother, Alice Keppel, was a mistress of King Edward VII from 1898 until 1910. There we go. On the 1st of November 1947, Camilla was baptised at Pharrell Church in East Sussex. And there we go. So that's just a little bit about her birthday. I mean, I could go on more about her life. Maybe we'll do that in another video. But I just want to say a very, very big happy birthday to Camilla, who is currently on tour of East Sussex. So, not East Sussex, the southeast, that's what I mean. So they've had 3 days there. Today's their final day. And it looks like they've been having a really, really good time. Now, of course, down there, they have been referred to, some of you spotted that I've been calling the Prince of Wales the Duke of Cornwall. Of course, he is the Duke of Cornwall, but we don't often refer to him as the Duke of Cornwall. But the royal family on their Twitter has been referring to him as the Duke of Cornwall throughout this 3-day trip. So I thought I would do the same, and I suppose it's because obviously, he's in that designation, he's in that area. So why not? Why not call him the Duke of Cornwall? He is the Duke of Cornwall. So there we go. It's just some people haven't ever heard him called that before. So I thought that was quite a nice thing to do that. So I just thought I'd explain, I suppose, about that. Now, I haven't got a chance round to making the 3rd day video of their visit, but they have been out and about, and Camilla has in fact been with a donkey. Now, we know that she likes horses, and as donkeys aren't very far off horses in a weird kind of way, she looked very, very happy and at home with the donkey. So there we go. When I come to make that video, I'm sure I'll be having lots of fun talking about Camilla and the donkey. Now let's have a look what people are saying. I want lots of happy birthdays. Lots and lots of happy birthdays. HM the King says, who wasn't a mistress of Edward VIII? Edward VII? I don't know. I think I was as well. Sharon Welsh says, she agrees with something someone said earlier. Angelic says, hey Elliot, the other eve it was almost 10 p.m. and it wasn't dark completely. Yeah, it's started going darker, but it's still summer, so yeah, it does. I mean, it stays light. 10 o'clock, that kind of time. Lady Buckingham says, why does Camilla have trouble getting around? Is she not well? I have not noticed. Oh, what trouble getting around? I've not seen anything. Hayden the King says, Camilla has been with a donkey. Leave Charles alone. I am not calling Charles a donkey. That is fake news from HM the King. And if I had my fans out, I would flap him. They're in the drawer. I forgot to get them out whilst I was making tea. Which reminds me, I need to keep sipping because I am really thirsty. Yes, happy Wednesday. And let's go back up and just scroll and see what people are saying. People saying about Camilla, wishing her a happy birthday. Yeah, I have no idea why Camilla is having trouble getting around. Don't know. Jennifer Ward says, you're killing me about the statement with Camilla and the donkey. It's true. You can go and check. I'm not saying anything that isn't true. She has been with a donkey. Literally. You can't see my tiara if I do that. There we go. Is tiara suitably in shot? I hope so. So, I now want to talk about, I think, what everybody wants to talk about, which everyone has been talking about, which is, of course, Harry and Meghan at the Lion King premiere. So, In the last video, I did a review of all the photos of the occasion. We spoke about Beyonce and her Mufasa nearly popping out, and almost her Pumbaa as well. Her Pumbaa nearly made an appearance. My God, my goodness, that dress. The Mufasa, the Pumbaa, the Nala, the Simbas, everything was almost out. I don't know. But we are going to talk about what Pharrell said, because a video did emerge after where you can hear pretty much what Pharrell was saying to Harry and Meghan, and what Meghan said back, and also how some press has reacted to that conversation. Hayden the King says, I can't hear the word donkey without laughing anymore after listening to that Scottish granny last year. Oh, the donkey, the wibbly wobbly donkey video. That was really, really funny. H. London says, Camilla sometimes appears stiff when she walks. I wonder if she might have arthritis. Maybe. I mean, she is 72. I mean, I know that's not like old. Everything's shifted by about 10, 15 years. You know, 50 is the new 40, 60 is the new 50. You get the drift. But hey, you know, a slight stiffness when you walk at 72. She's doing okay. She's doing fine. Now, I'm going to post you the link to this article because obviously I can't play the video because it's copyrighted. But we do have a Harper's Bazaar article, not the Daily Mail, so do thank me. I did try to find a different article, so do thank me for that one. And we're going to just read it and go through it. That is if my screen will work. I appear to have frozen. Let me just refresh. So, it says the Duchess of Sussex admits they don't make it easy as she opens up to Pharrell. So the video of which I'm speaking about is also in this article. You do not have to thank me. Please thank me. So if you want to watch the video, you can watch the video. But they had a conversation at the Lion King premiere on the 14th of July. Now, Pharrell praised the royal couple for their significant relationship that he feels is crucial in today's climate. Now, that whole sentence, I think, is pretty crucial because a lot of royal reporters are hinting that he wasn't referring to, or rather, Meghan's response and Pharrell were not referring to the media, i.e., not racism. I've even heard some royal reporters trying to deflect, saying, "Oh well, Meghan could have meant about the Cambridges, or she could have meant this, or she could have meant that." No, I don't think so. I think you have to look at the whole context of the conversation to really work out what the answer was. And of course, it's true, we don't know 100% what Meghan was referring to when she made her reply, which was, "They don't make it easy." So who is the they that she is referring to? But in the context of the whole conversation, where Pharrell is talking about today's difficult climate, I think what he is talking about is all the grief and the aggravation, all the racial abuse, everything that's been going on in the media, and also just in the present climate of the world, not just any one particular country, just in general. So I think in relation to what he said, Meghan's response, I think, was directed towards her own experience, which has been of the media and hate comments, public hate comments on the internet, all this noise which she spoke about earlier that she said that she's not listening to. So I don't really think you could mistake it for anything else, but do let me know if you have any other opinions or ideas on it. And Pharrell also went on to say, "Don't ever take that for granted, but what it means in today's climate, I just wanted to tell you it's so significant for so many of us. Seriously." And I kind of got a few chills when I listened to that because, you know, maybe it's the first time, at least publicly anyway, where someone has actually spoken about this and thanked her. I mean, for just being her. I mean, she hasn't set out necessarily to do anything. It's just the position of her union with Harry has, you know, opened things up for so many people. And, you know, who would have thought, you know, that Meghan, somebody like Meghan, would have married into the royal family and been so accepted. And I think Pharrell was referring to that. Don't ever take for granted what it means in today's climate. Just being her. There you go. And he just wanted to tell her that it's so significant for so many of us, seriously. He said, describing their union as wonderful and amazing. And yes, I do think he is referring to Harry and Meghan's relationship. If you don't think he's referring to that, do let me know. So Meghan's response. Now, she is obviously aware that there are cameras on her, possibly microphones which could pick things up, which they did. So I think her response was measured, and I would probably like to think that afterwards they went away, all of them, Beyonce, Pharrell, Jay-Z, Harry, Meghan, Elton, everyone that was there, and probably had a good old conversation about everything that we didn't get to know. But in public, at least, Meghan's response was, oh, thank you, they don't make it easy. Now again, she didn't explain who they are, but I think in the context of the whole conversation, I think we all know who she was referring to. I think, personally, she was referring to all the noise, all the media, all the negativity that has been going on in her world and Harry's world since she married. I mean, what, it's been a good 8 months since all the feud nonsense and all the rest of it. So, you know, I don't think she could have meant anything else, really. I kind of really don't. And yeah, that's kind of... Oh yeah, and Beyonce and Jay-Z said, always find some time for yourself in terms of advice, which I'm hoping that they do. And that's kind of it. So you can watch the video and you can play it over and over again. I'm sure you have, and I'm sure you can make your own minds up about what you think the meanings were. But I think I know what the meanings are. Let me know. So I'm going to go back and read some comments. Let's have a look. Alexis says, Pharrell was funny. He curtsied, then bowed. Why not do both? Why not do a curtsy and a bow? At least you're covering all the bases. So Pharrell, where was his bag? I wanted to see his big bag. But hey, I didn't see his big bag. H. the King says, whatever Pharrell said, but what on earth is going on with his outfit? I'd faint if I was caught in public. I'm more concerned about Jay-Z's button. Now, I know we spoke about it last time, and people were saying in America, men leave a button open. And I just kept thinking about it all night, and I'm like, no, that just bothers me. It bothers me that there is a button open. Literally, if I was in America, I would go around buttoning up American men. No, it bothers me. I'm bothered. I'm shook. I'm shooketh. I really am. Helen says, it's also my mother-in-law's 83rd birthday today. Happy birthday to Anna. Happy birthday, Anna. It's a big birthday day. Hermina says, that's the real news, not Meghan talking to Pharrell. Yes. Carol says she obviously means the media. Well, that's what I think. I don't think she could have meant anything else. Sharon says, have to go. Dad's taking me out for a birthday dinner. Well, enjoy. We'll catch up later. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your dinner. Do not stay for me. Great to see everybody. Hayden the King says, I click on Twitter and the first thing I see is a video of Camilla tweeted by the Donkey Sanctuary. I told you, donkeys. The Wibbly Wobbly... Camilla and... Oh, you know, Camilla loves literacy. I wonder if she read the Wibbly Wobbly Donkey to the donkey. That would be really, really funny. And were there any dragons? Any dragons and donkeys? And any dragon donkey babies? Annie M says, hi Elliot, I think they equals the media, and now the same media want to deflect to others. Well, I mean, it is true. She didn't say who she was referring to, so in that sense, they're right. But I think any sensible person looking at the whole conversation can deduce. You know, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to deduce who she was referring to. I don't think. H. London says Pharrell is a very nice guy, very sensitive, very supportive and generous. Yeah, I mean, that was probably the first time that he's had opportunity to say that, and it just seemed like he couldn't wait to say it. I mean, you know, he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to do it in private. He just did it. So yes, I think that was definitely something that he felt very passionate about. Anna Maria says, kudos to you for talking frankly about what Pharrell said to Meghan, and Meghan's response was perfect. Like I say, I mean, I don't think she wanted to say too much in public, so I do think her response was fairly measured. But I mean, she could have said a whole lot more, I'm sure. But I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did say a whole lot more in private. I'm sure that they all got chatting and probably had a good old chinwag, as we say in the UK, about everything that's been going on. Probably had a chance to get everything off their chests, which I think was probably really, really good and positive. But yes, I think what she said was the perfect response in the situation that she was in public anyway. Anne says, I'm serious, comedy is in your future, believe me. Meghan is so hated by the press that even if she was praising the press, they would add a negative spin to it. It's got to that point now where, I said it in a previous video, some kind of, I don't know, understanding I think needs to be made, just so that everyone knows exactly where they stand, and hopefully it could end a lot of this. I truly think it may. Alexis says, there were so many different actors and actresses. I agree with what you're saying. HM the King says, the video by the Donkey Sanctuary is so funny. The boy hands Camilla a bouquet of flowers, then sings happy birthday to her. She patted him on the head. Wonder if she realised he wasn't a donkey. So funny. And also, I loved the video a few years ago of when the ceremonial pony ate the Queen's flowers, ate her bouquet. That was hilarious. I love that. One of my favourite Queen moments. H. London says, we all know most of the media will put a negative spin on anything Meghan says or does. Shibli Mythos says, she couldn't have meant anything but. That's what I think too. Vinny Blair says, well, what else was the disingenuous Brit media to say? Every article they write, they blame online trolls for abuse of the Duchesses when they are the ones who started it and all. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a lot of online stuff as well. I mean, not just the media. There are, I'm sure you can agree, there are a lot of, in balance, there are a lot of independent people, like for example on YouTube, that are coming up with hate channels. The tarot readers, the people just putting out negative lies, the lizard lady. There are so many just, you know, people with their own blogs doing it. So there is an arrow to be aimed at the media, but there is also, I think, an equal arrow to be aimed at just independent people out there on the internet, having their freedom of speech, but using it to not say true or very nice things. So we must not also underestimate regular people that are putting out a lot of hate out there on platforms such as YouTube, which, as we know, attracts all those people with those negative energies. MH44 says, Pharrell's statement was much needed, especially to Duchess Meghan. I'm sure she really appreciated it, really. Shilly Mythos says, Jay-Z's headband was irritating me. I did comment on the headband. Maybe it's just a thing. I mean, hey, I can't really speak, can I? Maybe I'd have been happier if he'd have been wearing a tiara. Mrs. Pilling says, I agree with Pharrell's comments. Meghan is a much-needed figurehead for so many. Combine that with her work ethic, and the Duchess is heaven-sent when you think of all the qualities she embodies. I think she's perfect for the role that she's doing. H. London says, Pharrell has such charm. He is such a cool guy. And Patricia C says, Pharrell also said, we are cheering you on. Again, just giving her that support, that level of support that I think would probably mean so much. Cora Council says, personally, I feel Pharrell was speaking directly to interracial marriage, and her response was to the media's response to her marriage. Yes, I completely agree. Totally, I think, and that's what I was trying to say when I was saying, like, Meghan hasn't tried to have an interracial relationship. I don't think it was ever, you know, something, or Harry, I don't think they set out. It's just love. Love is love, and, you know, this is a consequence of their love, that it's helped so many people, and it means so much to people. It's a happy coincidence of love, of their love. Alexis is concerned about Jay-Z's hair. He needs a tiara. That's what it is. Jay-Z just needs a tiara. They can afford one. They really can. Ashley says, it isn't easy, but I know they are my angels. Let's have a look. Magna says, Edward VII started the unbutton the lower button. Yes, I know. It was because he had a tummy, and he started a trend of unbuttoning it. But I don't like it. Just because he started it doesn't mean it's right. It bothers me. It still bothers me. So yes, do those buttons up. Maria says, tolerance of others' style of dress is the order of the day. Otherwise it's a form of bias or prejudice. Well, apart from buttons, I'm pushing the envelope with the buttons. Definitely. Now I'm going to just take a sip of tea. Why not? I need it. The perfect temperature now. There we go. Hello to Nelda from South Africa. Hello. You may be getting a visit from Harry and Meghan very soon. Yes, do the buttons up. Button up. Button up, people. Button up. My goodness. Hello to everyone who's just joined. We have 261 watching. Now, I've covered all of the main stories. We are over half an hour. I know people have been complaining about long videos. So I will just open up now to any questions that anyone's got. There we go. Mrs. Pilling says the trolls and negative press are just a sign of how successful and popular Harry and Meghan has been. Is there any news about the Duchess attracts attention or sells papers? And Anne Lewis is advising Meghan to remain strong. It seems as if there is an agenda against her. Why? It's about... yeah, I agree. Michelle likes the long videos. And Donna says, you look dashing in your tiara. Thank you. It is the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. There we go. Sunshine says, I'm American and I find a nice hot cup of tea pretty soothing at times. Yes, I mean, we say in the UK that on a hot day, a hot cup of tea cools you down, and on a cold day, it warms you up. In other words, you have it whenever. Annie M says, did anyone notice that the Duchess of Sussex is getting a luscious rear end since baby Archie? Do you mean, are you talking about her Pumbaa? Which we almost saw of Beyonce. Hey, Finley says, I've never drank a full cup of tea before. You've never drank a full cup of tea? Really? Elaine says, longer videos, please. Mrs. Pinning says, who is my favourite royal and why? Alive or dead? Alive or dead? Alive, I think my favourite royal, it's got to be the goddess herself, the Queen. Dead, I would probably say Elizabeth I. I would love to meet Elizabeth I. I really would. How many tiaras do I own? Is it... Oh, I did a tiara haul a few weeks ago in my weekly vlog on my other channel. Was it 14? It's round about that. Annie Ann says, yes, my girl looked so good on Sunday. I liked the black dress. I predicted purple, but we got black. Natalie says, you always skip my comment. Oh no, what have I skipped? Well, I haven't skipped that one. Oh, I can see. Natalie Jean says, Sussex Royal hasn't posted birthday wishes for the Duchess of Cornwall. What do you think of that? I have no idea. Have they missed anyone else yet? Have they missed anyone else so far? Oh, Auntie Dee's likes chamomile tea. Alexis would also like to meet Elizabeth I. Oh no, Betty's nearly missed my chat. Well, you've just caught the end of it. Robin says, why must we know everything others say to the Duchess? It's whispered in her ears. Well, the bit that the audio caught wasn't whispered. It was he just said it. The video's there. I'll post a link again. Donna likes green jasmine tea. I do like jasmine tea. Almadel Robinson is in Jamaica, and I just adore listening to you. Love the rule so much. Oh, Jamaica. I would love to go to Jamaica. I really, really would. I'm feeling the island vibe. I could relax, I think, in Jamaica. Maria Barr says, respect for whom HM the King, Meghan, Harry and other stars didn't seem to mind. Yeah, Elton said something. I don't know what Elton said, but Elton said something. Yes, I agree. Pharrell did. He was talking from the heart, and the fact that he just said it immediately shows that it was something that he'd been thinking about and that he'd been feeling, I think, you know, for however long. But he definitely, probably like a lot of people, and this is what I've been saying, you know, for a very long time on this channel, is that since Meghan married into the royal family, and like I said, I keep referring to that gentleman. I should really find out his name, but there was a young gentleman on the Queen of the World documentary. I think it was the first episode. Who came from the Commonwealth, one of the countries in the Commonwealth. I can't remember which one. Possibly a Caribbean country. And he summed it up beautifully. I can't remember his exact words, but he summed it up beautifully about that Meghan being in the royal family means that he feels a deeper connection. And he feels represented. And I think that's a feeling that has permeated many, many boundaries. And that's why a lot of people have come to the royal family, come to this channel, come to other channels, just come to the royal family in general, because they feel like they're represented and they have more of a feeling. I don't even know what that feeling is, but it's a feeling. I think people just describe it as a feeling. And maybe other people can type a comment and tell me how it feels. But I think representation and just feeling a connection is what's being felt out there. And I think Pharrell feels it too. Mikkel, MN5, would love to meet Queen Victoria. Yes, most definitely. Annie M says, who does not drink a full cup of tea? Oh, drink all of it, please, yes. Little Annie doesn't like tea. Oh, you've not had Sainsbury's Red Label. Hitting the King says, respect for the dress code and the traditions governing attire. MH44 says, applaud Pharrell. He had opportunity to say to Meghan what he was feeling, and he did. He did indeed. Betty Martin says, Elliot, forget Jamaica. Try St Kitts and Nevis. I'll come and I'd like a tour. I'd like to do all of it. Hitting the King says, what do you mean by the button? The buttons on the jacket. Jay-Z's button. Anne Lewis says, Elton John knows Harry well. He does. And he was Princess Diana's friend, indeed. He's very supportive of the couple. Thumbs up for him, most definitely. Hayden the King says, I haven't even tried tea in years. Just do it. Have a tea. Samantha says, Pharrell said what we all think. Mrs. Smith says, I know she isn't royal, but don't forget... Oh yes, Lady Weymouth, married into the British aristocracy. Yes, she did. And, I mean... She certainly, you know, made a wave and certainly opened things up, but obviously not on a global level. Maybe I should do a video on her, maybe. Laswell is watching from South Africa. Hello. I have a lot of people from all over the world today. Auntie D says, well said, I grew up not having... Hang on, where's it gone? Where's your comment? I've lost it. Where's your comment gone? Oh, I was reading a comment. Where's it gone? Oh no, where is... Oh, did you retract it? Okay, don't worry about it. I started to read it. Mrs. Smith says, I know... Oh yeah, we've spoken about that one. And Louis says you should do a Caribbean cruise. I am doing one, a Western Caribbean cruise next year. Vinny Blair says Prince Harry's whispered response to Pharrell was "You complete me." Everyone laughed. I think that means they are the same way. Was it "You complete me"? It seems a bit of a strange response. I'm not entirely sure. Kathy says, here's a tad bit of info about a man's suit buttons. If there are 3, top one sometimes, middle one always, bottom one never. Oh my goodness, no. If you've got 3 buttons, do them up. It bothers me. Dawn says, it's a shame that the Duchesses cannot say hello pretty much without the press trying to make a negative story. Exactly. Annie M says, or Waitrose, nobody makes tea like the Brits. You need to do like your parents and come to They go to Barbados often. They really do. Are the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge on vacation now? Well, we don't entirely know, but the royals do pretty much take the month of August off, with maybe the odd thing in the middle. And of course, the Queen, we do think, is going up to start her Scottish holiday at Balmoral this weekend, I think. And of course, she will stay there pretty much until October, I think. So she gets a really good long break. And many of the royals will travel up to Scotland to spend some time at Balmoral throughout that period, typically in the month of August. Auntie D says, I grew up never thinking I would see a person of colour in the royal family. This is huge. And I think that's what that gentleman was talking about, but he said it really, really eloquently. So if you do get a chance to re-watch, it's probably on YouTube, I don't know, Queen of the World documentary, I think it was episode 1, watch it, because he does sum it up really, really well. H.N. King says, did Jay-Z have 3 buttonholes? Was it 2? Anyway, he had 1 open. The bottom one was open. Rhonda says, can you confirm that Duchess Meghan really said... Yeah, she did. If you watch the video, I do believe it's that one there that's on that page. It did sound like that's what she said. Let's have a look. Michael says, which buttons? It was his bottom button. And I don't know, just open buttons bother me. If you've got them, do them up. Unless, of course, you've got the jacket open completely. But there we go. Madame says, what is your favourite place to have a proper high tea? My favourite place I've been, I mean, there are lots of places in London, but my favourite one that I've been to is in Harrogate, which is almost, it's just outside of York. And it's a tea shop called Betsy's, and it's incredible. Mercury says, hi from British Columbia. Nice to see some upbeat stories about the royal family. I love your comments. Thank you. Elderly Poodle likes double-breasted suits. Robin says, sounded like or did say. I think did say. That's like I heard it. Go listen. Auntie D's didn't notice buttons. She was too busy looking at Beyonce's dress, nearly showing the Mufasa and the Pumbaa. Missy says, do videos on the British aristocracy too. And Rhonda says, I think the 1 button open is a new style for men. Ugh. And Elaine says, Betty's is 100 years old today. Ooh, is it? Wow, lots of birthdays today. And yes, that is the favourite one that I've been to. Samantha says, there is a princess of colour in Liechtenstein. She's been a princess for nearly 20 years. Ooh, I haven't noticed. I will have to go and check her out. Alexis says, I love your chats. They always put me in a good mood. Live, Love and Laugh says, what happened to Jay-Z's buttons? Well, it was just his bottom one. It wasn't done up. And that bothers me. I don't know why. It's just a pet peeve. Magna says, top sometimes, middle always, bottom never. Elaine goes to Betty's in Italy. I will say hi to everyone from the US Virgin Islands. Hello. And H and the King is confused about buttons. Well, on that note, it's 44 minutes in, so I'm going to go. And it's nearly 6:30 in the UK, and I'm probably going to have another cup of tea while I just upload this video and make sure it goes on properly. So, if you have enjoyed this chat, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also hit the bell so you know when I upload a video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I only see 64 thumbs ups. And there's 293 people watching. So I need to see these thumbs up go up to at least 100 before I go. I'm waiting. 73. I'm still waiting. 76. I'm still waiting. Higher, higher. 90. 10 more to go. And then I'll go. You get rid of me if you get to 100. 92. Yay, 100. Right, I'm off. So, join me next time for another Royal Reviewer chat. Mwah to you all, and from Shropshire, goodbye.